So I want to thank first Renee Campion for presenting today. And I think, even though no matter the turnout it is, we're still here to advocate for the disability community. What is important to us is being part of the movement. So for three things that we're advocating for is accessibility, inclusivity, and safety. There's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to accessibility. So accessibility, access to housing, access to transportation, access to healthcare, access to education, access to employment. When it comes to inclusivity, what is important is making sure that the disability community is included in important conversations. What I mean by important conversations is included in news media coverage, in events, and other important initiatives and legislation. Another thing for safety is ensuring the safety of the disability community. Making sure that we address crimes that take place against the disability community. This has never been addressed to the media, and I think this is important that this is being addressed to ensure that there's safer communities for the disability community. Another thing that I want to also talk about is the address of police brutality. Like 50% of people with disabilities are victims of police brutality. This is actually from the Department of Justice that actually presented that data, and it's never been brought to the attention to the media. And I want to go back to the inclusion part, is that what is important is actually diversifying our journalists at the news media stations, like ensuring that that people from the background of the disability community actually presents about what's going on about disability. And ableism is not only a city issue; it's a global issue. And I'm going to say, in regards to statistics, we have nearly 1 million New Yorkers with disabilities living in the city. We have 3 million New Yorkers living in the state. We have over 61 million people with disabilities living across the country. And we have 1 billion people with disabilities living across the planet. So it's important that we're always included in every single conversation in the disability. All right, so let's start heading off to the march. And no matter the turnout, we're still in this advocacy initiative. That's right. Also is important. I know that there was a rally for school bus, the Bill of Rights rally back in March. I think we definitely need to continue as well. And education and human rights, but also for people with disabilities and human rights as well. Because education is a priority for our disability community, so they can contribute to our economy once they get a job and so. Poverty is also a huge issue for our people with disabilities. A lot of our people with disabilities, sometimes they are often forgotten, but when you have an education and a job, it reduces incarceration and also reduces poverty. So sometimes they're off the work, they're put to the side and not often including the conversation when it comes to poverty. So I think it's important to acknowledge about the issues of poverty. Healthcare. So healthcare, I've been hearing conversations about inaccessibility to healthcare. So about a lot of our healthcare facilities are inaccessible. Like 70 to 80% of our healthcare facilities, I would say 44% of people without disabilities are reported to be fair or poor health, but a great number of people with disabilities are reported to be poor health or fair held at 91%, and it's not addressed by the media. Also, police brutality is also another issue. We often talk about other communities being victims of police brutality. Surprisingly, 50% of our people with disabilities are victims of police brutality. So it's never been addressed in the media, and I think the media needs to do a really better job to address those inequities for people with disabilities. And we want to be included in the conversation, and especially in our media stations. What I hear is that there's lack of diversity of our journalists that have the background of a disability or identify with the disability community. And I think it's pretty pivotal to diversify our journalists who can cover the disability community and also address the issues of ableism. So I don't want to talk all day, but I want you guys to get the chance to speak, whatever issues affect you. So who wants to go first?